And this is what it inspired me to get into fucking tailoring. Chat, men, okay? Listen, this fucking coat, okay? Like, it's at least 3 sizes too fucking small. You should not be able to see the bottom of the tie. The coat should come together. Yeah? Chat. New money sink just dropped. Hey, 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 hey. This is it though, yeah? This is all that there is. 6th gen fighter.
Day that is very exciting, and I'm thrilled to announce that at my direction, the United States Air Force is moving forward with the world's first 6th generation fighter jet.
Hey, Christina, thank you.
Generation. Nothing in the world comes even close to it. And it'll be known as the F-47. The generals picked a title.
The F-47.
It's a beautiful number.
It's
7. It's something the likes of which he has.
So yesterday it took me a minute. For the F-35 program, there was, public knowledge of a bidding process. There was like a normal process of the government spending $1.3 trillion. Yeah. Trump in this says these things have been flying around for years, and no, they fucking haven't. Okay? No, they haven't. Oh, and that's what, especially with the F-35, they bid a contract on technology they thought they could develop within the next few years. And this is back in 2015 or some shit, right? They were bidding contracts for this new airplane on technology that did not exist yet. They know it didn't exist. They just promised really, really hard. And so so I don't doubt. Well, actually, I don't know, because even like the picture they have is so blurred. I don't know that they do actually have a solidified even frame. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They say they've been flying this thing around for 5 years, right? But if you know about how the F-35 went about, they had a they just had the frame. They just had a frame of a plane that could fly. All of the actual military capabilities that they had promised, none of that worked. They had basically designed the outside of a plane, and they had promised what could be inside of it. But all of the shit that Trump's talking about of drones spewing out of it and it fly, you know what I'm saying? None of that exists. None of that shit fucking exists right now.
Before, in terms of all of the attributes of a fighter jet, there's never been anything
like it.
To maneuverability, to what it can have, to payload. And this has been in the works for a long period of time. After a rigorous and thorough competition between some of America's top aerospace companies, the Air Force is going to be awarding the contract for the next generation air dominance platform to Boeing. As you know, was highly competed for. There was a lot of competition, generals, and it's been going on for a long time. Very, very.
Yeah, because compared to the F-22, the F-47 will cost less and be more adaptable to future threats, and we will have more of the F-47s in our inventory. That's what they said about the F-22 compared to the F-16. Then they said that about the F-35 compared to the F-22. And now we have the F-47. And with the F-35, you've got first the government saying, we need a new plane. And it's so crazy because it just came after the F-22 gets developed and built. And they're like, oh shit, this thing is dope. but it is expensive. So we need to develop a plane that is less expensive, but incredibly technologically fucking advanced, right? And they fucked around and created the F-35. That process, it starts with the government saying, this is what we want. When we say like the government, right? You know what I'm saying? Whatever lobbyist got paid the most to pass it along to the next, right? They say, hey, we need brand new plane. But you've got Boeing and Lockheed each came up with their own prototypes, essentially, right? Because competition breeds innovation. Yeah. One of them was the F-35. One of them is like, was the, you know, that never became F, right? F means fighter jet. F means the Pentagon chose you. That's what gives it the F designator. Once the F-35 was chosen, right? That's when it became the F. It was just a 35. It was just a 35. Then like, we choose you, you get your F. All right. But when they chose the F-35, none of the weaponry, none of the optics, like none of the comms shit inside the plane existed. They just promised they could create things. You know, here we are, right? You, like where you fast forward and like the F-35, it like really hasn't been able to be like actually like integrated into combat missions. Its main weapon system that it was supposed to have, it still doesn't. And then like there's a myriad of things that like are just in popular, right? Like it falling out of the sky, it blooping into an ocean. I'm thinking of a video at the airport, right? Where it's like trying to land, it just goes bloop. It just flips over because it wants to. That's how it goes down. And so when they're announcing this like F-47 shit, in my head, I'm assuming they at least have a frame, but the fact that they're not even willing to show like a actual picture of it, it's just like this vague thing. It kind of makes me think that maybe they don't even have that. Maybe it's a concept of a plan to possibly start a commission to consider the nomination of a lead to help with the design rollout. The F-22 has performed infinitely more reliably. It's just per plane more expensive. However, would the United States have spent as much money just widening out the field of F-22 versus starting the whole F-35 program? We don't know. Hard to ask. Of course not. But, you know, here we are, right? We've got both. And we're about to have an F-47. I mean, yeah, and like now you look back and you say, hey, if, you know, the F-35 is actually ridiculous expensive, but who would have known then?
Very tough competition, but this plane is produced numbers that nobody's ever seen before. The F-47 will be the most advanced, most capable, most lethal aircraft ever built. An experimental version of the plane has secretly been flying for almost 5 years, and we're confident that it massively overpowers the capabilities of any other nation. There's no other nation. We know every other plane. I've seen everyone.
And like, that's like, right? When he says, hey, an experimental version of this plane has been flying for 5 years. Are we buying that? Right? Are we buying that? Sure.
One of them. And it's not even close. This is a next level. You know, level 5 is good. This is level 6, they say. The F-47 is equipped with state-of-the-art...
Level 5 is good, but you know what's better than level 5? Level 6.
Technology. It's virtually unseeable and unprecedented power.
You can't see it.
Most power of any jet of its kind ever made.
Very powerful.
Likewise is there's never been anything like it.
Never think anything like it.
Speed. Its speed is top.
Tip-top speed.
Which is something that you don't hear very often. America's enemies.
It's all computer.
Everything's computer.
see it coming. Hopefully we won't have to use it for that purpose, but we have to have it. And
what do you build a fighter jet for, right? Hopefully you don't have to use it for that purpose, but you have to have it. That's the nicest commercial for the military. Well, we hope we don't have to, but we just have to have 800 military bases across the world. We really hope we don't have to use it. Super Bowl, Sugar Bowl, Orange Bowl, nice flyovers for the doctors and nurses during COVID. Hopefully we use it just for that, but you don't want to use it.
if it ever happens, they won't know what the hell hit them. A new fleet of these magnificent planes will be built in the air during my administration for the next couple of years. It's ready to go. They've already built much of what has to be built in terms of production.
Oh, yeah, sure.
The sheds.
The sheds.
Sure that the USA continues to dominate the skies. We're given an...
The sheds.
We can't tell you the price because it would give way to some of the technology and some of the size of the plane, good sized plane.
We can't tell you what the price is because it will allude to you how big the plane is. Hey, this is the deal maker, right?
She just died? Well, I didn't know that. This contract represents a historic investment in our defense industrial base, helping to keep America.
Oh, there it is.
Space and
war is a racket, baby.
Calling constantly. They want to buy them also.
They want to buy them.
Certain allies will.
They're flying off the shelves.
Perhaps toned down versions.
They can't get enough of them.
About 10%, which probably makes sense because someday maybe they're not our allies, right?
And like, it's so crazy because like you shouldn't say this. We are going to sell our allies toned down by 10% because what if they're not our allies later on? maybe we're gonna have to fight them one day, and you know what? 5 is better than 6. 90% not as good as 100%, and we will be selling them the 90%. Okay.
But I would like to ask Secretary Hegseth, who's doing a fantastic job.
Oh my God.
Really been very inspiring in so many ways, and I.
Oh my God! And this is what it inspired me to get into fucking tailoring. Chat, men, okay? Listen, this fucking coat, okay? Like, it's at least 3 sizes too fucking small. You should not be able to see the bottom of the tie. The coat should come together. Yeah, the coat, like at the bottom, it should be coming. It should be together all the way down. And like it's just like it makes me like, you know what I'm saying? JD Vance's pants. It's just like. I mean, especially, you know, like when it's the military, you know, you're constantly like looking over each other, right? Like you got somebody in your unit, like, oh, hey, let me make sure you don't look fucked up, and you look at me and make sure I don't look fucked up. When I was working for a member of Congress, like we're about to do an event and there are the members there, there's other senators and shit. The Department of Face is coming here, right? And you, oh, hey, you got some lint here, or, oh, you know, your collar's a little, you know what I'm saying? Like you have friends, right? You know people who want to help you, and you help that. Like that doesn't exist. That doesn't exist in these people. Friends. Seriously. Does Pete Hegseth's mom have a spot in the Pentagon? They've closed down like the family bathroom, and that's Pete Hegseth's mom's office, right?
J-U-I-C-E around.
I can spell, Mom. You spell juice.
Oh, you're so brilliant. Let's see you find it.
Just to make sure that he looks like a good special boy.
Watch your back, my little immigrant friend.
But just wear that fits, okay? This jacket is just infinitely too small. Because he's getting his like little beer gut, right? He's getting that spare tire around his belly, and that's pushing out the jacket, right? And so it's like this button it's hanging on for dear life. You know what I'm saying? This button is about to call in for an evac from the F-47. Like the sleeves. You're standing next to the president, like right? You're at your spot, right? That's when you do the quick once over, and then you just stand. You should be able to stand there, and then the suit have no wrinkles, right? You should be able to stand, and there be no wrinkles, right? The clothes. This is what clothes fitting means, right? When you stand and there's no wrinkles from the button that's about to pop, or like like one of his sleeves is all bunched up into the sleeve of the coat. You can just this guy.
Or he speaks. We have had record people wanting to join our military.
Record people.
Last, 2.5 months, literally since this. I think probably since the election, November 5th, but especially since we came to office and since I announced Pete. He's young, he's smart, he's strong, he loves it, and they love him. But we've had record numbers of people wanting to join our military. Now, if you go back 6 months, it was the exact opposite. You had record numbers of people.
Exact opposite. Thank you.
Record numbers of people wanting to be in our military, and that's a really that's a great honor. That shows you where.
You know what's funny is like, you know what's behind this poster of the F-47? Gulf of America.
The Gulf of America. The Gulf of America. What a beautiful name.
And it's appropriate.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
For the past few weeks, the Gulf of America poster is right there, and I think they just popped it up over that real quick. It'll be the F-47 defending the Gulf of America.
Really on the right track. So, Pete, maybe you'd say a few words.
Sure. Well, Mr. President, this is a big day. This is a big day for our warfighters. This is a big day for our country, a big day in the world. The name of this program is the Next Generation of Air Dominance. And Mr. President, because of your leadership, your clarity, America is going to have a generations in the future of air dominance.
Yeah.
Because of this 6th generation fighter.
What the hell is the gold thing? Well, if you can't read on the, I mean, I'm not trying to read it, but you can't read it on the screen there. Club World Cup. This is the new World Cup trophy. But yeah, why is it there? Great question. Great question. I bet you know it's going to be a real dumb answer, right? He came to the White House and he did a little thing, right, with Trump. And Trump said, I like this. It's pretty. Can I keep it in my office until you need it?
We've had the F-15. We have.
No, that's what happened. No, yes, that happened.
If you like it, Mr. President, it can stay here with me.
Let's leave it here.
To the
We're talking about FIFA. Enough. It's FIFA.
Is this a FIFA question?
Have the F-16, the F-22, the F-35. Now we have the F-47, which sends a very direct, clear message to our allies that we're not going anywhere, and to our enemies that we will be able to project power around the globe.
Why is he so animated? This is an entertainer, okay? This guy was on Fox News. He's an entertainer. He is right. This does send a very, very, very clear message that we are a bunch of fucking idiots.
Unimpeded for generations to come. Mr. President, this is a gift to my kids and your kids, to my grandkids and your grandkids. This is a historic
gift to the grandkids.
In the American military, in the American industrial base, in American industry that will help revive the warrior ethos inside our military, which we're doing, rebuild our military, which the previous administration did not do, by the way, Mr. President. They paused this program and were prepared to potentially scrap it. We know this is cheaper, longer range, and more stealthy. President Trump said we're reviving it and we're doing it. And then we are also going to reestablish deterrence. Under the previous administration, we looked like fools. Not anymore. President Trump has reestablished American leadership. The F-47 is part of it. And Mr. President, thank you for having the courage to do it and leading the way for all our warfighters.
Yeah. Oh, okay. But that's where, that's what I'm saying is they have no idea what they're talking about. Like when they rolled out the F-35, they could show you what it looked like. They end up coming out with different variants, but all they're showing is like that.
This plane flies with drones. It flies with
drones. Many drones. All the drones.
Technology that's new, but it doesn't fly by itself. It flies with many drones, as many as
So many drones, all the drones.
plane can do. So I'd like to introduce, if I might, Air Force Chief of Staff General David Alvin.
Why does he do these kinds of meetings? Because this is the closest thing to The Apprentice that he gets to do. These little Oval Office things. This is where he feels most comfortable because it's the closest thing to The Apprentice show. And I mean, and I also I think in his head, this is something that Biden didn't do. You know, like there's like where Trump, you know, he can't stop talking shit about Biden all the time, bringing up Biden. And this is something that, like, in his head, he's like, Biden could never. And I mean, for real, I think like Trump has had more screen time in 2 months than Biden had in 4 years, like by a lot. Biden, and this is, you know, he's consistently doing content for his audience. You know, they'll see this and just think, oh yeah, Trump's doing great and blah, 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 all this type of shit. We're going to have this F-47 children all over the world in no time. And yeah, anybody that knows anything, right? Anybody who's got 2 brain cells to rub together can watch this fucking thing and see this is one giant scam, right? Between the military industry and this nationalist asshole. He's like, we got it with the F-35 and we're about to hit him again.